Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Reading Your Comments. Mamma mia! Here I go again! What? Hey Mark, I know how to make holy water. Put water in a pot, turn on the stove, burn the hell out of it. Finger guns. This didn't go planned! What? How tall are you for real? You're probably 27, I am 16 years younger than you, and I'm 5'2". If you're shorter, I'm gonna die laughing. What have you got against people that are short? Why are you laughing at people that are short? What does it matter? You're 16 years younger than me? That means you're... You're 11, and that's not that tall. So as far as you're concerned, I'm 1'1". That's how tall I am. You take a ruler, a foot-long ruler, add an inch, get a baker's dozen of inches, and that's me, okay? That's me, all right? Mark, the squirrels need their king. They're calling for you, Mark. Go to them. I gotta tell him to shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to read some comments here. Shut up!
Dance like a banana! Hey Marky Balls, tell us another embarrassing story. The last one was great. I'm glad you get so much joy out of my embarrassment. Well, I got one for you. Back in high school, I had a lot of acne. And by that, I mean I had a lot of acne. So much acne that my dad thought it would be a good idea to enroll me in a medical study for an experimental treatment for acne. And this may not seem embarrassing to you, but at the time I was extremely self-conscious about it. So when you're in a medical study, you're gonna have a whole bunch of doctors poking at your face. And this is me, this is like pubescent Markiplier here. I'm like 15 or something, and I'm sitting in a chair, and there's all these nurses and doctors, various people poking at my face. They drew with a Sharpie straight down my nose and straight across my face to segment my face into four separate segments so that they could have a control segment and then 3 different experimental treatments that they had me place for like 3 weeks, and it was great on the ones that worked, but then I just had like this big patch of acne on the untreated segment, so they were like, oh yeah, oh this isn't just you naturally getting better, oh this is our treatment, well good luck, here's 50 bucks, fuck off now. Have fun with your quarter acne face! And I had to live with that for a while, but that was fun. Mark, say my name! I'm from Australia and I'm currently in bed with a concussion and super bored with the soon-to-be scar on my forehead, so please, my name is pronounced so differently over in America. Love hearing different accents. Love you and your videos XOXOO. Georgia Lou. Georgia Lau. Georgia Lou. Gigorgilu, Gargilu, Gorgiloo, Gambiloo, Garigoo, Kangaroo! You're from Australia! Kangaroo! I got it! Did I get it? Mark, oh my god, I don't even know how to answer this one. Oh my god, my cat wants me dead. If your cat is plotting your demise, finish it first with a decisive strike. Or, I don't know, maybe you need to talk out your personal problems? Or kill it! Fook me and sook me! I don't think I want to do either of those things, Seth. Are you a member of the Butter Gluttons?
Am I cool yet? I feel pretty cool.
Mark, can you summon Satan live in one of your videos? I already did it! Watch porn! Oh yeah! Oh, that's the good stuff! Oh, look at that! Hey Mark, you should come to Alaska. You got a lot of fans up here that would love to see you. I would love to go to Alaska. I would love just to see the landscape and the wilderness out there. Because one of the things that I've learned to appreciate a lot is America's national park system. And we have an astonishing national park system. There's nothing like it in the rest of the world, just in the sheer magnitude of it. And I'm not even just talking about one park. We have like hundreds and hundreds of national preserves and parks. And Alaska is just one huge wild, untamed wilderness. I mean, obviously it's super cold up there, but you know, not always, and I would love to go and see it. And I want to see all of the national parks that the US has, and then go internationally and see all of the wonders of the world. I want to be well-traveled someday, because Amy and I just went out to Joshua Tree, which is another park, and it's just beautiful, beautiful land. Mountains and rocks and these weird trees they call Joshua trees that apparently flower once every 10 years. And it's just, there's so much to see out there, and I want to experience it all, so hopefully I get an excuse to someday. Hey Mark, how old were you when you had your first kiss? I can't remember if I talked about this before, but my first kiss was interesting because it was at like sophomore year homecoming in my high school, and it was with a girl who I had not gone there with, who had come with a friend of mine. I was there alone. I was there just, you know, going stag, you know, totally by choice, you know, I didn't want to go with a date or anything. But then, when I got there, I met up with my buddy Garrett, who was there with his date, and then later on in the night, one thing led to another, and then I ended up making out with his date. I do not encourage that behavior. It was dumb. She said they came there as friends. Oh man, that was not. Oh my god, it's one of those memories. You know that feeling you get when you think back of something bad you did, and you're like, ah, shit, why'd you do that? Stupid high school days. I'm 27 now, what the fuck do I care? Ah, it's devastating my brain! All my memories! Oh, the horror! Garrett and I are fine now. Maybe. I haven't talked to him in years. Do you like to crash onto folding tables? It is funny. Not anymore. Foldy's all long dead and gone. These acting lessons are paying off. Mark, please crash on the table. I can't. He's dead. Don't you know that? Lehu! He's dead. Okay, fuck. Hey Mark, just like you have done with YouTube, I'm also starting my journey with photography. How did you keep yourself motivated? Well, to be perfectly honest, like, motivation is fleeting. Motivation is a temporary state of being. It's some people get confused by it. They think like, to carry you to your goals, you're gonna be motivated the entire way. No, you're not. You're gonna hit periods where things slow down and they just turn into a slog, and it's just, it's like, it really does become a chore. No matter how much you love something, if you do it all the time, you will get tired of it. But what the real struggle is finding it again. You have to dig deep and always be looking back on what makes what you do so special to you. What makes it so important. Remember why in the beginning, why you wanted to pursue it. And that's why I'm bringing back reading your comments, and I know it's been over a year since the last one, but I'm bringing it back just because I remembered why I did it in the first place, because it was another avenue to interact with you guys, and it was another way to get feedback from you guys, and also another way for me to express myself. And in the creation of videos or in the creation of photography, like, you have to always find new and old ways to keep yourself motivated and never lose sight of the original vision that you had. Even if the goal has changed, the original reason why is usually always the same. Unless you need to find a new reason why. But it's a challenge. It's a struggle. But you can do it. Mark, if you don't do a flip, you'll have bad luck. Oh god!
Nailed it.
Ooh, you suck.
Show us your scars, please. Alright.
I have a standing desk now. I gotta get, I'm 1'1", very short.
There's my belly. There's my belly button. Here's my second belly button from that scar. Here's this scar. That was a straight incision down here. That's not just sweet abs, that's a nice scar. Make sense? Cool beans? Okay. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Oh boy. Okay.
Did you all enjoy my tum-tum? I know I did.
You're brave, Mark. You had the courage to play That Dragon Cancer for us regardless of what you've been through. I know personally I couldn't do that because I have too much anxiety and stress levels. It is, you know, I don't want to say I'm the bravest person in the world for playing that game, but that game was pretty heavy for me. But the one thing that I think is important to know about me is that I don't look back at the time I don't look back at me losing my dad as the great tragedy of my life. I wish it were any other way. Like, of course I do. I would love to have my dad around today, but I take that loss and once again, I use it to keep pushing me forward. You know, I use it as motivation to imagine what would make my dad proud. Because I remember the lessons that my dad taught me my whole life, and I remember that he was a good dad, and he was probably the best dad I could ever hope for. And he was just always such a good person. And so I use that to try to emulate who he was and carry on that spirit. Because I am my father's son. And just because cancer took him away doesn't mean that he's gone from my life. And that's always important. Mark, don't read this! Oh God! No! So, that is all the time I got for reading your comments today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I know it has been over a year since the last episode, and I honestly didn't even know if I was going to bring the series back, but just this past weekend, I took a long break and I was watching old videos and I was listening to the old music that I had stored up, and I was just remembering all these cool moments of the past, and I was remembering also, I can just keep making them. It doesn't have to be in the past, I can always make them. And so I was reading through the last video I did, which was the marching band one, and I loved every moment of it. I loved the silliness of it. I loved the fun of it, the seriousness of it, the emotions of it. It gives me a reason to talk to you guys, and it gives me a reason to see everything that you make. And that's beautiful. So anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. I also want to mention that we are doing a charity live stream tomorrow! Tomorrow and Thursday. We will be doing new sales. I believe we have pajama pants and we have special shirts available. And also we'll be doing giveaways. It's spread over 2 days, 6 hours apiece, so hopefully everyone will be able to stop by and join. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 6, and then Thursday at probably the same time. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you want your comment read, put it down in the comments below, or anywhere else on the channel, or even anywhere outside on the social medias. I will be checking Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. I want to look all over the place for these comments. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!